Alright guys, so Fula with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC, Lions Den boxing community. Make sure you get a membership to the website and make sure you download the app as well to your Apple or iPhone gadgets. So I just got done watching the All Access between Claressa Shields and Christina Hammer. And all I got to say is, I'm hoping from this that there will be like a revival in the interest for women's boxing. I hope so. I hope we may see like a vintage era re-emerge from this. It was shorter than the usual ones, but I'm just glad to see it. Now, what I will say about it is that the rivalry between the two is very, very, very real, I think. It's kind of like almost like borderline reality TV type beef, how two people are gossiping about each other and stuff like that and everything. And unfortunately, it's gotten to a point where lines have been crossed that shouldn't have been crossed. For example, it's gotten to the point where we're getting to like physical abuse, meaning like physical description abuse. So one example of this is the fact that there was a fan who DM'd Christina Hammer and said that Claressa Shields is ugly, that Claressa Shields is fat, that Claressa Shields is this and Claressa Shields is this, that, and the other. It got to a point where one fan even left a message, a comment down on Christina Hammer's page and said that Claressa Shields is a tranny, and then Hammer liked that comment. Now, you guys are going to hate me. You guys are probably going to crucify me, but upon looking closer, I would be probably 75% more likely to mistake Christina Hammer for a tranny than I would Claressa Shields. But that's neither here nor there. Let me just try to keep it to boxing, okay? I'm gonna just try to keep it on boxing. But that's the problem. That's the one thing I have against that's the one thing that is inevitable with women's boxing is that sex has to sell. The fact of the matter is Christina Hammer is a model as well, and that's just the reality. She does high fashion modeling. So, of course, she's going to use that to upsell the fight, right? In a response to that, Claressa Shields said that, her butt is bigger. And I don't know if you saw that ESPN body issue with her. Again, sex sells. But the proof definitely was in the pudding, There's no lies. No lies were being said there. That's the sad thing about women's boxing, unfortunately, that with guys boxing, all we look at is skill and skill alone, basically. And to a lesser extent, the charisma of a fighter, how the fighter moves, how the fighter carries himself, is the fighter mentally beat before the fight starts, and a couple of little other particulars. But, with women's boxing, of course, a lot of niggas are just going to be looking at oh, well, does she look good? And that's just it. But let's get to the skill part of the thing. that's what the narrator kind of highlighted. The narrator kind of highlighted that that, you know, Christina Hammer is the more tactician of the two, you know, but Claressa Shields feels that she has beaten her style before, because she said that she beat girls from Sweden, she beat girls from Russia, she beat girls from Kazakhstan. Okay, she has said that, you know. Now, the opposite personalities, of course, are different. You know, Christina Hammer, like she said, she's emotionless. She says she doesn't like her, like Claressa Shields, but she doesn't hate Claressa Shields. She feels nothing for her. But I don't know. I guess that shows a form of being emotionally in control of yourself, right? But that could work against her, because Claressa Shields, you know, she has the opposite personality. She carries herself with the bravado of a champion, like a bravado. I mean, she mentioned Muhammad Ali, saying he was the greatest before anybody believed it. I mean, she carries herself in that mode. You know what I mean? Like, and that's, you know, that's what you get from her. Now, to take it a step further, I will say that the bravado that she carries, you know, this could be the determining factor in the fight. She mentioned that Christina Hammer can't fight on the inside, right? Now, this could be a preview of what her game plan is. You know, maybe Claressa Shields is planning on making an ugly fight that will force Christina Hammer to engage, and that she may get past that jab and give her that work. You know, I don't know. But, you know, on the contrary, on the flip side, you know, Christina Hammer says she can use her footwork and stuff like that to evade her. So it really, you know, it really depends on what happens, you know. But what I will say is that, as a general rule, a rule of thumb, the boxer usually, the out-boxer usually beats the swarmer if they can keep it up, and if their defense is like airtight, on points usually, unless their timing is so impeccable that they catch them square across the chin, that it's night, basically. But then the pressure fighter may beat the boxer who cannot withstand that pressure, you know, and who may get caught and may get hurt in the process of, like, evading those punches or trying to set up counters, you know. That's usually the rule of thumb. But, you know, overall, I thought it was a pretty good look, man. I thought it was a good look. I just hope really they can sell this fight based on just like a need for women's boxing to be back in a real good place, you know, and not based on sex appeal, you know. And I'm not trying to sound like a simp or anything like that. I'm not, you know, don't get it twisted, you know, but I'm just saying that, you know, two highly skilled fighters who happen to be female, let's just hope that overrides the sex appeal or whatever case may be. And no, I'm not no damn feminist. I'm far from that shit. You know, in fact, I can't stand this neo-feminism going on, man. But that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother video in itself. You know, but, you know, leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Let me know if you watched it. Let me know if you tuned in. And let me know what you thought about it. Fuller signing out. Unjado.